Yo guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're not already subscribed to Off the Gamble with Boxing, like the video and do all of that amazing stuff. How is everybody doing? I'm excited. Hold on, let me just fix this. That's what I'm talking about. Boom. Oh no, we need to fix a bit more. That's it. How is everybody doing? We have a jam-packed night of boxing tonight in terms of just talking about. Listen, there's a whole lot of things that's going on in the boxing world. I can't keep up with everything. You know what is good, but you can't keep up with everything in the whole boxing game. It's everything. You know that, like, there's levels to this. Okay, boom. Big up everybody. Big up Bruce Kai, always showing love and support. Rafa, what is going on? We're connected to everything, right? Yeah. Why is it showing that its connections dropped? What's going on? Should be all good. Apologies, guys. Yeah, we should be all good. Don't know what's happened there. If the connections drop, let me know. I don't know what is going on today. It was all good, like a minute ago. But anyway, we're still gonna proceed. Man said dial up saying, nah, this is a piss take. Nah, this is a piss take. Hold on. I think I might have the solution. This is what we're gonna do. We're going to I've got a plan, guys. Apologies. We're gonna unplug this. We're gonna put this there. And then we're gonna slot this here. I think I know what's going on now. Boom. Yeah. This one should be that should be all good now. Let me just restart the thing. Hold on, refresh. Boom. I think that should be all good. But anyway, guys, we've got a jam-packed event. Yo, dial-up settings. All right, boom, we're back in. We are back in. Boom, that should be all perfect now. Had to do a bit of substitution, change a bit of the chords from one side to the other side. It's all better now, yeah. Boom. Let's get cracking. First and foremost, okay. Well, first we're going to be talking about is the Danny Jacobs versus John Ryder fight. I'm here for it. I'm excited about this fight. Listen, this fight, it's a very tough call to decide who is going to win. I know if they were going to win, how they would win, but it's just deciding who is that person. Who am I going to designate this OTC prediction to? Because last week we got it spot on. Eubank points. I didn't think that he would be knocking out a Welshman in his own backyard. Whilst, like, to do that, you'd have to have the mentality for it. You'd have to, like, the guy would have to be no mess at the same time, and I doubt that would have happened. So we're on a good streak, okay? In terms of the UK show, I don't think I've done a proper prediction in the UK, but it's the first show. So anyway, let's get cracking. Boom. First and foremost, okay, Danny Jacobs versus John Ryder. Now, in terms of talking about this fight, there is a lot to touch upon in terms of their backgrounds, their accolades, like all of it. Okay, so first and foremost, we'll touch upon John Ryder. Okay, a little bit on John Ryder. Okay, if I could just get it up. Boom. All right, John Ryder, right? A little bit on John Ryder, known as the Gorilla, born in Islington. Okay, born in Islington. 32 years of age, the pro since 2010 with 35 fights, of which he's had 30 wins and 5 losses on his record. Okay, ironically, guys, yeah, fun fact, his pro record and his amateur record are literally identical at this present time. He's had 30 wins and 5 losses as an amateur, and he's had 30 wins and 5 losses as a pro. Boom. Okay. His style is he produces good right hooks and uppercuts. He's a southpaw individual. Okay. I don't know whether it's going to be a huge decider in this fight because Danny Jacobs can fight orthodox and southpaw. He's very good at it. He switches it up often. But in terms of John Ryder, he has a good southpaw side. So right hooks, right uppercuts, amazing. Enjoys inside fighting. Enjoys getting close contact with somebody and just like hitting them to the body. I would describe it as Canelo-esque with regards to just he's just focused on just maximum shots at the lower body area. So body shots is what you're going to see a lot of the part of the fight. Okay, from John Ryder's standpoint. Okay, it doesn't enjoy long distance. Okay, in terms of bro, what is going on with this internet? We were back. Literally, it was perfect. It was perfect. I think I have an idea. Let me just close a couple of these tabs. I think it's just going to overload. Anyway, I think we're back up and running. Yes, Osborne. Big up Osborne as well. Much love to Osborne. Much love to every single person on this amazing Friday night. Yeah, listen, I'm gassed. Anyway, where were we? John Ryder. Yeah, doesn't like long distance punching. I've noticed it. Yeah, I've watched a lot of his major fights. Okay, and I rewatched a couple of them today. And what I've come to realize is that he does not like it when he's on that fighting on the outside, because he just looks uncomfortable from that distance for some weird reason. I could like he may have tried something with Tony Sims. I was about to say Johnny Sims, but let's move Tony Sims. In terms of working on those sort of negative traits, but regardless of that, John the Gorilla Ryder, right? Yeah, John. Yeah, I was like, is his name John? I was like, hold on, am I taking the piss? His name John Ryder. Yeah. Anyway, I was like, is it Jacob Ryder? Is it Harry Ryder? Anyway, you know the ones that you're just thinking, nah, it can't be John. Anyway, I'm bugging guys today. It's long. It's long. Inside fighting is the only way he would win. Bruv, listen, yeah. When people of knowledge like Bruce Kai is agreeing with you, you just have to take your hat off. You turn around and say, you know what? We're on to something. Yeah, we're on to something. Anyway, inside fighting is the only way he would win. Again, I think this is going to be very similar to this Rosado versus the Danny Jacobs fight, which happened, I think, back end of last year, and it was just. Did I stay up for that? I think I might have stayed up for that, you know. And I think that was a good lullaby for me, like that night. I was staying up. I was struggling. Like, I was just like dozing off. But that fight put me to sleep. So I weren't really too mad at it, to be fair. But you are right. What Jacobs on the outside with his in-out footwork will probably be too much for Ryder. But really hope if our Ryder win. You know what, guys? Yeah. Credentials. Jacobs has got the credentials. I will touch upon Jacobs in a bit. But John Ryder, yeah. I'm not going to lie. I think if there's any time for him to win, 33 years of age, close-ish to a world title shot. He's not that far off. If you win against Danny Jacobs, he may be within 1 or 2 fights away from a world title. I don't like. It's his. You know what? The stars are aligned for him to win. The stars are aligned for him to win. But these are two great guys, so I can't really be mad at whoever loses. Anyway, big up Salah attendance. He always showing a lot of support. Like, listen, big you up, man. Big you up. But that's on the John Ryder sort of side. But we'll touch up on the Johnny Jacobs side, okay, at the moment in time. Daniel, the miracle man, Jacobs allowed. When I was looking for John Ryder and just researching a bit of John Ryder, it was very minimal stuff I could look up, okay, because it's not really fully respected in the world. Journalists aren't going to report on him, so from my side, it's not going to be a hell of a lot apart from watching his actual fights. But his background, all I know from John Ryder is I grew up in Islington. He's had a couple of fights amateur. He's not like, I'm not, apart from that, a couple of area titles, but nothing great. But Daniel Jacobs, wow, where do we begin? Born in Brooklyn, New York City. Listen, I want to get my ass to Brooklyn. Yeah, you lot, yo, I wish I could go to New York City. MSG. Listen, if I could watch one big fight in MSG, that would be amazing. Yeah. And when I mean big fight, I'm talking about, but you don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, like a versus A level fighter, or maybe even an A versus a B level fighter. I'm not looking at flipping Terence Crawford versus a guy that we've never heard of. Okay, we're talking about A level fighter against another A level fighter. Okay, MSG, that would be sick. Anyway, back to Daniel Jacobs. Born in Brooklyn, New York, amateur record of 137 wins to 5 losses. US national champion 2006, and also 2 times Golden Globe champion. He's also a 2-time middleweight world champion. Okay, a little part of unfortunately, back in 2011, and this is why he's known as the Miracle Man. He unfortunately suffered from osteosarcoma, which is a well-known bone cancer. And he took around 19 months outside of the ring. So he took. Do you know what's crazy? His story is showing that he took 19 months outside the ring. But I know a lot of people that's taken longer outside the ring with not even half the problems that he suffered. So big him up as well, as someone who also suffered from cancer myself back in 2016, 2017. It's a tough thing to overcome, and then get back into the ring. Like, you're gonna have to have a good mentality. I'm telling you this first time. If you're not right upstairs on that, and they happen to be young, you can be really seriously affected. Okay. He's also he went on a 10-fight unbeaten record shortly afterwards, but he had a loss on his 11th fight against Triple G. Okay. Even though Triple G dropped him a couple of times, do you know what it is? From where he's come from, and what's it called, the trials and tribulations that he has to overcome, I'm not really too mad at him losing to Triple G. Okay, 2 fights later, he comes off against CANELO, and you know what? He put in a better fight against CANELO than he done against Triple G from my standpoint. Against Triple G, with the drop in as well. Even though CANELO was dominant from a lot more rounds, I would say Canelo Alvarez. I think he was in the pocket to an extent. He had a good counter punch period, but again, it's Canelo Alvarez, so what can we say? Then he goes off to fight having 2 great wins against, well, decent wins to be fair, against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Okay, and Gabriel Rosado. Okay, which was his last fight. Even though everyone beat Gabriel Rosado, he's still a tough opponent. He for the way he looks and the way he's like the way he fights, you would not have thought he's got like a lot of losses on his record, but nevertheless he does. Danny Jacobs has overall 40 fights, 37 wins, 3 losses, of which he's had of 37 wins, he's had 30 wins by way of knockout and 7 points decision wins. But the problem is his last knockout was in 2016. So again, I think this is going to points. I think this is definitely going to points. I can't see this one going anyone knocking each other out. I can't see it. based on these two and their stamina and their durability, I can't see it. In terms of Danny Jacobs, he's good at parrying the shot. And for those of you guys who aren't aware, parrying is where the shot is flying and you're just like, if you watch Karate Kid, you know what I'm talking about, yeah? Listen, if you haven't watched Karate Kid, it's sick, yeah? Listen, Karate Kid gave me all kind of hopes and dreams in terms of fighting, yeah? It just opened up my mind. I wanted to be in the Miyagi dojo. That's just my thing, yeah? Anyway, listen, like straight. It's just a straight parry that way. Or you could parry it down or you could do whatever, okay? But parry is where somebody shoots, you catch it on the glove, and then you pull the glove down in hope that you follow them up with a counter punch from that angle as well. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Daniel Jacobs, great at a few things. He's got a good stamina. He's got a good engine, good counter puncher. Decent at footwork, like Bruce Kai said, in out boxing. Very, very, very good. And he's a survivor inside the ring and out. When I watched the Canelo Alvarez fight, he just got battered, but he was still there. He was still throwing. He was still going for it. And he's just a warrior inside the ring and outside the ring. Okay, so overall, who do I think is going to win? Okay, because listen, big up. Let me just recover quotes over. I'll give my final prediction. Triple G robbed in that fight. First fight, in my opinion. He definitely hadn't looked the same since. He needed a resolution after this. I love John. Dude is a beast. This is such a great fight. And a lot of stats are even. Yeah, bruv. They're so even. They're so close to each other. It's just that Danny has a lot more experience. It's just going to be a crack of a fight. Do you know what? It could go either way. It could be a Gabe Rosado fight, or it could be just hell for leather. Both of these guys are at it, chin down, gloves up, and just go straight in the center of the ring. So I could definitely see that happening. Big up, that was Sly Tendency. Big up Sly Tendency. Bruce Kai, not sure if Jacobs can KO Ryder. Agreed. See, this is what I'm saying, bro. Yeah. Listen, when the knowledgeable ones are in agreement, you know you're onto something, yeah? Anyway, I agree. This one is going to points, yeah? I can't see Ryder, unless Ryder develops some sort of power in his recent training camp, then from my opinion, I think that this is going straight to points, guys. So prepare for a long night of boxing. Anyway, not sure if Jacobs can KO Ryder, but he can definitely inflict punishment over 12 rounds and get either the TKO or clear points win if Ryder tries to stay on the outside. But do you know what? It's possible. It's possible. And I'm telling you this now, John Ryder will be something that Danny Jacobs hasn't seen before. In all of his 137 amateur fights, and he's had 40 pro fights, and one of the fights is Canelo, which if Ryder tries to go for his head, Jacobs, he would have learned the lessons from the Canelo fight to apply that to this circumstance. But John Ryder is a southpaw individual. Jacobs can fight southpaw, but can he defend southpaw? It's all well and good switching your stance this way and just start like just southpaw punching and then going this side again and just start orthodox punching. That's all well and good, but can you defend from those stances? It's another question. Okay, but overall, I just think, and this is just my personal opinion, guys, I think that I'm tempted to say either. This is tough, I swear to God. When I was watching both fights, I was like, you know what, this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. Around similar ages as well. This is going to be a tough one. I'm thinking it's all the stars are all aligning for John Ryder. This is the thing. It's all lining up for him, and it's all perfect for him. He gets robbed against Callum Smith, then comes up beat a couple of guys, then comes up against Danny Jacobs, and just stops Danny Jacobs, that would be like a story of ages. But I have to give it to the Miracle Man. The other day I thought Ryder was going to win the points, but I haven't thought about it and I haven't watched a couple of the fights back. I think Danny Jacobs is going to win on points. That's just in my opinion. Now, I'd like Ryder to win. I hope he wins. Islington born, North London, and he's fighting in North London in Alexandra Palace, for those guys who don't know what that means. But I just think Danny Jacobs, he's just like, he's almost as good as John Ryder, around the same level on the inside, but on the outside, this is where it's going to be won or lost. And I think Danny Jacobs is going to accumulate a lot of points and shuts down rounds. He's just going to start off that round solid and end the round solid. And because of that level of experience, you know what you need to do to win that round. He's done it against Gabe Rosado, and he would do it against John Ryder as well. But this will be a tough fight for John Ryder. If he ends up coming through this one, wow, my mind's going to be blown. But I really doubt it, man. Like, it's tough, man. It's tough, man. But let me know who you guys have. Who do you guys have winning this fight? What rounds, etc. Okay, we were right. Right, I agree. Big up. Listen, guys, if you haven't, hold on. Oh no, it's not letting me put up the comments. Apologies. What's going on, fam? This ain't yo. Nah, I thought we had the internet a lot, man. Hold on. Alright. Let's just apologies, guys. Apologies. Alright, that should be all good now. Don't know what's going on with this internet thing. Anyway, I think we're back up and running now. Hold on. See, big up Muhammad Ali. God rest his soul as well. People try to drag him through the mud with this corporate stuff. Come on, man. Rest in peace for a reason. Anyway, subscribe to Fight Fan TV if you haven't done it already, guys. Fight Fan TV has got, I think he's got 2 podcasts out at this moment in time. Subscribe to him. Yeah. Fight Fan TV Live. Okay. Hit the subscribe button. You guys know what to do. Ryder's better on the inside. Agreed. But not that much better. I think he's just slightly better. I don't think he's a whole lot better on the inside. They're very comparable. But on the outside, it's a different story. And I don't think John Ryder likes to fight on the outside. I saw him against Callum Smith, and he just looked, on the outside, he didn't look like he's comfortable. He didn't look like he can hack it. That's just my opinion. P.S. Rosado really won that fight versus Jacobs. That fight was so boring. Yo, that's like saying, yeah, which team? It's a no result, yeah, 0-0. No one's got. But it's like someone saying, yeah, this team deserved to win over that team. It's like, bruv, they were just tentative as each other. But you know what, Danny Jacobs, if this was a young fighter, that young fighter would probably be like, rah, like I've got to prove myself the next fight. Danny Jacobs is an experienced fighter, so he won't be doing those stuff like, I have to prove myself all over again. But again, that is true. I've got Ryder on points. See, do you know what? A lot of people are saying on points, so I think we're all in consensus. This is going a distance, okay? Now it's just a case of who's going to win those individual rounds, how many rounds they're going to accumulate, whose shots are going to hurt the others a bit more than you, and slow them down a couple of more rounds. It's one of them ones. And you know what? I'm here for this fight. But I just have that. Do you know what it is? This Miracle Man guy, yeah? He's a miracle man for a reason. He's a miracle man for a reason. And even though I'm thinking Ryder, Jacobs, in the end I'll say Jacobs. Love for the shout out, Rob. Anytime, man. Anytime, man. 100%. Anytime. You know what? Hold on. Let me see if I could do this. What did I just do now? I think I might pin that comment. Let me know if that comment pinned. Did that comment pin? If that comment pinned, yeah, subscribe to his channel immediately, guys. It helps that, listen, support all of the mandem. Definitely support all of the mandem, guys. Do you know what it is? And when it comes to supporting others, it should be just, in my opinion, just like a natural thing. It just should be like it just should be like simple. But if you know, when people are living in like inner cities, in places like London, New York, places like that, like people would walk over like a dead body without checking if they're breathing or not. If that makes sense, they would step on a man like that. But that's why I always say support as many people as you possibly can, especially on the way up, because it's just like I want to see everyone win, man. Like that just gasses me up. I don't. Well, if you want to do your own thing, yeah, that's all calm. But I like seeing everybody win. But moving swiftly on, okay, we've got a little bit of tongue-in-cheek news dropping literally just a couple of hours today. Let me just see what I could. Apologies, guys. Let me just remove one thing. All right, boom. Did you know, guys? Yeah, we have a new person who, well, not a new person, an experienced fighter who's about to return back into the ring today. Now, you guys may have just heard of this from now, but when I saw this, it blew my mind. Okay, and you know what? We just finished the Danny Jacobs talk as well. We might have to drop the link as well, because usually when I finish the main topic, we'll drop the link. If anyone has anything else to say with regards to the main topic, you're more than welcome to come on, etc. But with regards to the fight that's just about to come out of retirement, join the OEP Super Series, yeah. Ricky, the Hitman Hatton, yo, listen, yo, this one, like I want to know what you lot are thinking, because I'm not being funny, right? Hatton versus Barrera in an exhibition, yes, absolutely. And you know what? You know why I have to bring this up as relevant? Because when a lot of these fighters, they fight in exhibitions for two reasons. Number one, they're just missing the ring too much. Now, boxing is a very addictive sport. For those of you guys who aren't aware, for those of you guys who've never tried it, who've never even laced up a glove, it's an addictive sport. We're talking, it would have you literally, the kettle will be running, waiting for your cup of tea. You'll be shadow boxing with the spirits. Yeah, people will be walking into the kitchen. You'll be thinking, like, what's this guy on? Like, they'll be thinking you're on some sort of like, you know what I mean? It would have you with a toothbrush on one hand, and you're just jabbing on the other hand, brushing your teeth. Yeah, it's an addictive sport, extremely addictive sport. And when it comes to these older fighters, when you listen to them, a lot of them turn around and they say things like, "I miss that feeling of the ring. I miss it," etc. And that's why predominantly why they get into it. Now, the second reason is because they don't feel as though they fully fulfilled what they had or what they were planning out in their career, from both a financial perspective and from a how do I say, a competitive standpoint. Yeah. From if a lot of the fighters, especially nowadays, if let's just say Crawford and Spence don't get in the ring with each other and they retire, I'm pretty sure, and I'm pretty guaranteed, and I'll guarantee you that they would fight each other when they're like 55 or something. I'm just letting you guys know. If Manny Pacquiao and Floyd didn't get in the ring with each other, I would have probably told you like that they would have been fighting in 2028 or something. They would have been fighting, or 2035 they would have been fighting. Okay, because they feel as though they missed out on something. They feel as though there's something else missing. They feel as though they're not fully fulfilled from the life they're living outside of boxing. And see, a lot of our Heyman fighters do this specifically, and it's something that you have to give them credit for. Is they build and they prepare for retirement way early, like from the get go. And I was listening to a couple of the fighters that fought on, like the fight with Al Heyman, like Elvis Spencer, etc. And they were thinking about retirement and life after boxing from the first couple of fights. So it's not a common thing in terms of fighting, or it's not a. We shouldn't be fighting at the age of 35, 40. Just put it that way, okay? But overall, what do I think of Ricky had to get back into the ring? Fair dues, but again, I'm not fully for it. I'm for YouTube boxing. I'm not for old people boxing. If that makes sense. Last night, Rob, it's calm, man. Not that deep. It's not that deep. It's calm. It's calm. A couple of things. Topic of today. See, I just missed out topic of today. Let me drink some water, guys. Apologies. Internet. Right, this internet's being an idiot, fam. I know what's going on today. Usually it's good, but today's been acting up. Let's just see what I can do in terms of maybe something's on. All right, let's get cracking. Topic of today: Triple G, Canelo Alvarez. I did not expect this to take place. Really didn't. In terms of Canelo Alvarez, the names of fighters that he's going to fight, but let's talk about it now. Apparently, okay, Canelo Alvarez, his next fight will be against Dimitri Bivol in a 2-fight deal. So it'll be Dimitri Bivol first. This will happen on I think the 7th of May. Then he will be fighting none other than potentially Triple G, provided that he beats Dimitri Bivol. Okay. But here to talk about it, we've got none other than Danny from Fight Fan TV. Listen, yo, Danny, how's it going?
Yeah, man, all's good, man. And yourself?
Listen, I am amazing. Listen, I'm cool. I'm excited for the weekend. I'm pumped for boxing nowadays. Yo, I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it.
I hear that.
But first of all,
you said that Ryder will beat Jacobs.
Yeah,
Explain that way of thinking, because I don't. Are you part of the minority? Or are you part of the majority? Because on Twitter I see Ryder win, but it's all over the place. It's a bit like
yeah.
50-50, ain't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's the favorite or underdog in the boxing circles, but the reason why I'm going with Ryder is because I feel that he'll outwork Danny Jacobs. I feel Danny Jacobs is on the slide now. He hasn't looked good since the Canelo fight, to be fair. He hasn't looked impressive. Even in the Julio Cesar Chavez fight, it wasn't a good fight. Chavez just quit for the sake of quitting, as he does.
He's not a serious guy.
No, the Gabriel Rosado fight, I had Gabriel Rosado winning that, even though it wasn't the most exciting affair. But Gabriel Rosado stuck to his boxing, and I felt outpointed him. He come out with his face looking clean. Normally, he's looking like, I don't know, the gruesome man with cuts and bumps and lumps and fresh as a daisy. He could have
That's
gone
true.
raving that night in New York.
Nobody would have known he was boxing that night. Do you know what the markup situation on the faces? I don't know with regards to how I take that. Now, a lot of fighters, I don't know, because some days I see fighters like AJ with Usyk. He barely touched him. Usyk's got marks all over his face like he's been scratched up by a cat. And I see other fighters that take heavy punches, yeah, and they look clean as hell. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. But with regards to that fight, like, it was so close. It could sway either way. from my opinion, it was so close that I would say, you know what? And at that time, when I was watching, it was about 3 a.m. in the morning. So that could have hampered my vision as well. But it was so dry. That fight was so dry. I've never seen it. Have you seen a fight so more dry than that one?
I've seen, well, just last weekend, Otto Wallin and Kamil Sokolowski.
Oh, bruv. I didn't waste my listen. That's not even giving me, like, I wouldn't put my camera on for that fight. Like, I wouldn't even speak about that fight because I was like, you know what, that one and the Keith Thurman one, I'm like, yo, I'm here for serious fights. But speaking about serious fights, Canelo Alvarez is looking to potentially fight his next opponent, which is rumored. Again, this is not true. This is coming from ESPN Mike Coppinger, who, to be fair, like from the American standpoint, I'm listening to a few of the American shows, etc. His credibility is like Gareth A. Davis here. Like, he maybe Gareth has got a little bit more credibility than Mike Coppinger. Yeah, that's how it is. The guy, he's very quick to give out his reporting, but it's almost all the time way off. The team Canelo come out and say you're talking nonsense, yeah, and the opposing side, who Canelo's negotiated with, say you're talking nonsense. So regardless of that, for argument's sake, Dimitri Bivol versus Canelo Alvarez, who do you think? How do you see that fight going?
Well, first off, I'll say that Eddie Hearn was interviewed, I think, yesterday or the day before, and he said that he has made an offer for a 2-fight deal for
True.
some big money for the Bivol and Triple G thing. So that offer is real. So, but but it hasn't been signed or agreed. That's what Eddie Hearn has said. But that offer hasn't been made for those 2 fights. But regarding the
Okay.
fight, I think it's a good fight. It's a very tricky fight because Bivol's very, very quick-footed, and throws clusters in straight punches in clusters. But I think Canelo does have the tools to deal with him. And then regarding the Triple G fight, I think I've said a couple of months ago, I didn't really want to see it because he'll be fighting a 40-year-old Triple G, which not really fair. And I think, yeah, he'll just beat him now, like, quite convincingly, because he is starting to look old in his last couple fights.
Triple G's been Triple G's been living the life. How long has he been out for? Since 2019, I think. Since 2020, he's been out. Correct if I'm wrong. When was his last fight? His last
Yeah,
fight was a while ago.
Yeah, 2020 versus, was it Sarameta?
Yes, that was it, a while ago.
Yeah.
But do you know what? From Bivol's standpoint, I'd prefer. The thing is, I'd prefer Canelo Alvarez on Cinco de Mayo weekend to come up against Benavides. That was my like Benavides. Yeah. After that, I would have preferred then straight afterwards to go up to light heavyweight and tackle that division instead of going up to cruiserweight, because that's it's long. Like, what you're gonna unify against Lawrence Okoli? Come on, bro. Yeah, just go to like light heavy. But I wanted for Watsi or some of our guys to face Bivol in the meantime, win the world title, and then come up against Canelo Alvarez shortly afterwards. That was from my opinion. However, but Boatsi versus Craig. Now, that just hit my mind right now. Listen, the stars are aligning. It's all mad in the dunya, yeah? The stars are here. Is that fight, do you think that fight, in your opinion, okay, because I know you're not like closely tied to any of those camps, yeah? Do you think, yeah, that that fight will happen next, in your opinion?
In my opinion, yes, I believe it will happen next.
Okay. And how do you see that fight going?
How I see that fight going? Well, they both got a few similar attributes where they're both determined, very good chins, like to put pressure on the front foot on fighters. but I feel that Craig Richards has a better IQ and also more experience in the pros. But Boazzi has more amateur experience, obviously. But with
Okay.
his, yes, people talk about his bronze medal and stuff, but
Mm.
when they say Olympian, you're thinking of a pure boxer like a Lomachenko, a Rigondeaux,
Oh,
um,
Usyk or people like that. Yeah.
Kinderland. But the way Boazzi got into the Olympics and how he performed in the Olympics was quite pro-like, similar to the Yafai brother, who won it.
Galao Yafai. Yeah.
Yeah, Galatia fight. It was very pro, like, bashing people up, dropping people. Remember, Boazzi was stopping people in the Olympics. This is why Mayweather was checking him out and wanted to sign him up. So it's not like you
Mm.
never see Joshua Boazzi actually outbox anybody. You never see him out jab anybody. He's a come forward fighter, strong willed, great chin, throws good combination punches, nice tidy hook. Um, but he's just very untested. And in his
Mm.
last, in a couple fights, he seems his stamina it might be an issue because he does tend to, when he gets tired, resort to fouls like low blows, grabbing
Mm.
people behind the head and stuff like that. But this is a rough and tumble type sport, so you can't really make too many complaints. But
Yeah.
I see it as a very good 50-50 fight, but I would slightly lean towards Craig Richards,
Yeah.
purely in the boxing IQ and experience at a higher level. Inside, so I'd pick Craig on points.
Okay. That makes sense. That really makes sense. That was a good breakdown. Both fighters, to be fair, love a good one too. And it's just me from watching a couple of Craig's and Boaxi's fight, but they both enjoy a straight 1-2 punch. As like something to start off with. And in terms of jab, I would say Craig's probably got a better jab, better footwork, better ring IQ. I can't. Power is a weird one. From the outside looking in, you would have thought that Boaxi may even have a bit more power, but then again, has he been fully tested against the level of opponent that Craig has been tested? That's all up for debate. And that's all up for talk as well. So, you know what? If that fight happens next, I'm gassed. I'm here for it. This is what we need. This is what we need. Osborne ask Ugas versus Spence, who you got now. Let me just say, from my perspective, I've got this on points, and I've got Spence on points. I've got Spence on points. I can't really doubt the guy anymore. I'm not gonna lie. I tried to doubt the guy and say, yeah, Daddy, what's his name? Daddy Garcia. I thought Daddy Garcia may have had it because of the previous accident that he was part of. But yeah, after that, I say, you know what? You're the truth, man. He calls us all the truth, so you're the truth. But I have Errol Spence on points with majority points with. How do you see that fight going?
Yeah. Just back to the last point, just quickly. It's not a 1-2. Those Craig and Boazzi throw. What they do, they throw a jab and a looping right hand, which is like a looping right
That's
hook.
you
They
are
like to
right.
clap. Yeah, they like to clap you around the corner, similar to what Yard does. Actually, he likes to throw that punch as well. The jab and swing the right hand as a hook to clap you in the side of the head. But Yard does it where he doubles it up and trebles it up, similar to how he got rid of
Linden.
Lindenhoff, Dex Spellman, when he was clapping him around the side of the head. So yeah,
That makes sense. So it's like a straight, and it's just like
yeah,
it's just a hook over. See, and it
come
from
on,
that from certain angles, it may even look like a 1-2, but it's not a 1-2.
it's an
I'm here.
unconventional one too. Yeah, it's a one
It's
with a hook. Yeah, that's
that
what they like.
makes
All three of them like to use that shot. Funny enough.
that. Do you know what? Do you think that's a UK shot? Do you think that's something that is trained within the UK camps and not trained in elsewhere, or it's not adopted a lot in terms of popularity elsewhere in terms of those two combination of punches?
I don't know because I wouldn't say around the UK people use it. It seems to be
Mm,
I don't know. It seems to be maybe a London type thing, but then not how many Londoners really use it. It's funny. Maybe it's just those three I notice really tend to use it.
Mm,
Because you can't really name a load of fighters because Lawrence Okoli just the actual technical straight 1-2 down the pipe.
yeah,
Um, Anthony Joshua likes the 1-2 down the pipe, but then he did throw the jab with the right hook clap to get Dillian White going that time, and that's what
true.
wobbled his leg initially before the uppercut came in. That's he threw the jab with the swinging right hook. So
Yeah.
yeah, it might be a London thing. I don't know.
That makes sense. And how do you see Spence versus Ugas going in
Spence
terms of?
versus Ugas. I have it similar to you. I have Spence on points. Ugas's show. He's a very tough guy, even though he's very slick. He's got a lot of
Hmm,
pride and he's very durable. So I see Spence winning on points, but I think he'll be quite tricky because Ugas has got the Cuban skill, and no one's ever just you know, washed
hmm.
over in easy fashion. And I even had him winning the Sean Porter fight, to be fair. And that knockdown
Yeah.
in last round, which the ref didn't count, that would have swung about the other way had he have counted.
Do you know what? I agree with you on that fight as well. That fight in particular, I had Ugas definitely winning that fight. Maybe it officiated out there, but yeah, I was really disappointed shortly after watching that fight in particular. I just injustices really get to me. But that's a sport we're in. Johnny Fisher, big up Osborne as well. Osborne always showed a lot of love. Also, do you think Johnny Fisher will win a world title? This is a tough question. Ye, mm, do you know what? He has the hype. Tickets don't win world titles. I'm afraid to tell you that, guys. Tickets ain't gonna win your world titles. You're gonna have all of the geezers from Romford walking it down on the day. He's not winning your world titles. Yeah. But I see it as Johnny Fisher. I think he could go far. I think he may even be top 10 in the world. But I can't see him. I actually think Daniel Dubois may win a world title over anyone in terms of his age in the UK. It'll be Daniel Dubois, Jared Anderson. I'm all over. He's a good fighter, but I'm 50-50 with him. In terms of the other prospects around their ages, Fraser Clark, I need to see a lot more of. Um, who else? Yeah, it's just a lot of these sort of guys. I need to see a lot more of them. But to answer to your question, no, I don't think so. Possible. What do you think?
For me, I think it's too soon to ask a question like
Mm,
that because he's literally a raw novice. He had what 10 amateur fights, and he's had what 3 or 4 pro fights. We can't really tell. What I can say is I believe with the type of deal he's got, the great fan base, and I think with the correct guidance, he will definitely win a British title. I believe. Whether he can win a European or a world, that's yet to be seen. I think it's too early to call for something like that.
that's true. That's true. It could be like a Dave Allen or David Price situation where may look promising to start off, but that drop will be quick. Yo, that drop will be quick. Yeah. I was gonna say you rate. Do you know what it is with Dubois? I see it as he's got in terms of his body. In my opinion, he I would say if he works on it, I would say he can. By the time he gets to Dillian's age, around 30, I think he may even be technically better than Dillian from that standpoint. I also believe power-wise, he's not that far off from the top. I just see Daniel Dubois going forward. The problem with Daniel Dubois is self-belief is up here. That's what I'm seeing. It's I'm not seeing a guy that's got belief in himself. That's where I think he's having it. But a lot of people don't rate it, but it's something about him that I think he may do it, but it's mental is so key. It's so key in this sport of boxing. Chris Kai says Triple D is going to come up short. I don't see him beating 9 out of the 10 heavyweights. prospects we have coming up now?
Well, I'll tell you who my favourites are. Obviously, Jared Anderson, I think
Yeah.
he is coming. But then if you're talking about in Britain, I really like Fabio Wardley and Solomon Dakers. But I think Solomon Dakers is going to be one of those guys who gets kind of overlooked because there's the Romford Ball selling 3,000 tickets, 2,000 tickets, and Solomon can't sell stuff like that. So
Mm.
he will be pushed to the back burner a little bit, but I think his talent will shine through, as he was the only person last year who I saw beat Kamil Sokolowski fair and square convincingly. Because
That Sokolowski brother.
David Adelaide didn't beat
True.
him properly. Um,
Walid the other day, yeah.
yeah, George Fox lost to him, and then Otto Wallin didn't win properly either. So Solomon Dakers was the only one who beat him properly. So that just shows you the level of talent he is. And I do like Fabio Wardley as well. I think he's a very talented prospect.
Fabio's a tough one because I weren't impressed in his last couple of fights. I'm just looking. I said, Fabio, mate, you could do like Fabio's frustrating. When I'm watching him, I said, bruv, just just go for it, man. When he went for it against Molina, he just took him the hell out of it. Yeah, when he was moving tentative, is when a lot of the problems began. But Fabio, I like Fabio. I really like Fabio, but I just want Fabio to go for it in the ring. He's just I feel like he's holding back to something. Something about he's holding back too much. That's just from my opinion. I think Bruce Kai mentioned a couple of top heavyweights. To be fair, Hergovich, Yoka, Joyce, Anderson, Makhmedov, Zhang all beat him. Well, Joyce has already beaten him.
Well,
So
Makhmedov, I'm not sure about because I swear Makhmedov got wiped out by any guy on one of them DAZN shows.
I need to watch a little bit more of Makhmedov. I need to watch a little bit more of him in particular. And Zhang. Those are two fighters I need to really look into a little bit more. Because when I was looking to Zhang when I was doing my heavyweight tier list, it didn't fully impress me when I was doing my research on Zhang. But I need to look into him a bit further. Joyce Yoka is up and coming. I think Yoka may do well. Hergovich, again, another individual. Hergovich, I need to see a little bit more progression at a faster rate. I think he's progressing, but he's progressing a bit on the slower side. But Yoka, I would see. Oh, you know what? I would want to see him against Pacoli and see what he does against Pacoli because he would think of fighting next. If he smashes up Pacoli with relative ease, okay, I'll be like, right, this guy's he has to be noted. Osborne says Sokolowski prayers for that brother. This guy, bro, he needs this Sokolowski guy. Yeah, I don't know what he's done. I don't know what he's done to piss these people up. I don't know what he's done. Yo, that guy is cursed, bruv. When you're getting bad decisions, one after the other, you are cursed.
Yeah, Zhang. I remember when he fought Jerry Forrest, and I thought he lost, but they gave it a draw. Yeah. So Zhang, I'm not really too sold on him just yet.
Yeah, I need to see. Bruce Kai said I need to see more fireworks from Triple D in order to believe in him. Okay, that's fair enough.
But how do you feel Triple D will do against Trevor Bryan?
I think he'll beat Trevor Bryan. I think you know what? I think he wallops Trevor Bryan. To be fair, I ain't gonna lie. I really think he walks him down and just he does a Bogdanini. He just smashes him to pieces. That's how I see it happen. That's how I really see it happen. If I don't see it that, I'm losing confidence in Triple D. I'm not going to lie. If he is what I think he is, which I believe that he could go far, those sort of opponents, Trevor Bryan, bruv, those are like lightweight, bruv. Come on, man. Those are warm-ups. Smash them up to pieces. On to the next one. That guy, listen, when you're looking back at your resume, I don't want to hear, I had a great win against Trevor Bryan, I'm not hearing that. I'm not hearing that. I want to hear, yeah, like, one of my earliest half decent wins, like, was Trevor Bryan, but I think he can smash Trevor Bryan up to pieces. What do you think?
Uh, yeah, I think you beat Trevor Bryan. Smash him to pieces. I'm not sure, but I think he'll beat him though.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he'll beat him.
Okay.
And
To be
it'll be a good scout to have because it's for what's it, the WBA regular, I
WBA
believe.
regular, but I'm not sure where that gets you. Is there like a dead end afterwards? Do you win that belt and turn around and say, okay, does that get me closer to world title? Does it get
Yeah,
you world close?
no, because they consider that a world title, even though it's not. But it doesn't. Yeah, because you can't be then mandatory for the WBA because only the interim can. So it's really a kind of funny no man's land to be in. Like you're a paper champion that can defend, and I believe even have mandatories.
Mm, that's true because the Trevor Bryan versus the Triple D is a mandated final eliminator fight because Manuel Char. To be fair, why is Trevor Bryan? Do you know what it is? I don't trust this man. Why is Trevor Bryan on this? To the high ranking. Why is Manuel Char hogging the belts for 2-3 years without even fighting once? I think he fought against that guy who's supposed to fight Dave Allen,
Oh, Mr.
Christopher
One,
Lovejoy.
yeah, Mr. One
Chri-
Shot, yeah.
Yo, that brother's a good promoter. Big him up, big him up. Could be good for Triple D, good for his confidence, but it's not a given that he beats him either. Just in my opinion, Bruce Kai, you're harsh on Triple D. You're very, very harsh on Triple D. All right, do you know what? That's I have confidence in that brother. That's just me. But there's a big fight coming up next week. Actually, you know what? We'll touch upon the AJ stuff as well. AJ apparently they're looking at fights overall in terms of where he's going to fight Oleksandr Usyk next. Now, where do you prefer to see him fight next? Do you prefer to see him fight at Wembley? Great place. Been there for watching football, but not for boxing. But great. Do you want to see him against, bruv? If he goes here again, he's losing, bruv. I don't want to see him go to Tottenham. Yeah. If I see him go to Tottenham, bruv, I'm predicting the AJ lost by KO first round. Yeah. If he goes to Tottenham, you can't win anything at Tottenham. Yeah. Listen, it's like that place is cursed. Don't go there. Would you want to see him in the Ukrainian national stadium? Where would you want to see AJ fight next? Or does it make any difference on your side?
It doesn't make much of. I would like to see him fight Usyk, um, in Usyk's home turf, but I'm not sure it
Mm,
would fill out the national stadium. Maybe a big arena out there, it would do well because I noticed with these Ukrainians, I'm not sure. It seems they have quite a bit of a fan base, but they never have a homecoming. Because look, the Klitschko brothers were Ukrainian, yet all their fights was in Germany. They never had no homecoming in Ukraine. I've never seen what's his name Lomachenko have a fight in Ukraine as some kind of
mm,
homecoming, and I haven't ever seen Usyk. All his fights, even when he was in the Super Series, Tony Bellew, his heavyweight stints, it's all been on the road. All of these guys fight on the
mm.
road.
Why do you think that is? Is it because of safety? Because I know they're going through some political issues at the moment of time. Do you think it's maybe because of to do with safety? Is it good to do with the money? What do you think that is down to?
Well, I don't think it's to do with safety because you can get an opponent from anywhere. It's just an opponent.
Mm,
If you're from Ukraine, the home guy is going to be loved. So they play
true.
football out there. I'm sure they play other sports out
Oh
there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They play football out there. Like, yeah, Ukrainian national team play home, but it's the World Cup qualifies, Euro qualifies. Yeah, they if it's a home game, it will be in Ukraine. It won't be like Germany. But
Yeah. So I'm not sure what that reason is. That's something I'd have to try and look into actually, and
yeah,
maybe do a little something about that to find out. Yeah.
yeah, it's got to be a good reason. If these amount of top level guys, maybe it's a case where the money there isn't as good as where it could be elsewhere. Maybe it could be very similar to how it is in certain countries in South America, whereby the money is not great, and the aim of it is to generate as much money as humanly possible. So you go to places like the UK, the US, and other markets in order to generate enough money to bring back to your hometown. It happens a lot more so in football with a lot of Brazilian footballers. They go to China, they go to all these other places in order to for those big money, for those large contracts, just for them to bring it back to their hometown, rebuild their city and rebuild their community. That could be genuinely the reason why. But me too. I have to look into it, see what is the specific reason. Is there a legislation reason? I don't know. Could be.
Yeah, 'cause there's 4 Hall of Fame fighters who've not had a homecoming, which is very strange.
Absolutely, absolutely. And last topic. Yo,
Hmm.
are you excited about this? Hold on. Are you excited about this as much as everybody else is? Or because me, I like to see the best faces the best.
Mhm.
All of these grudge matches, like you always see, I want to see you versus Billy Joe Saunders. Like when I'm hearing that, that's like me hearing. I want to hear. I want to just watch Arsenal versus every week, or like I want to see Glasgow Rangers or no, Celtic versus Rangers. It's like that's what I'm processing it in my head. But I am getting over the last couple of days. I have been getting more excited. How do you see this fight going? I know they're both washed, yeah. Wedding call settings, meet the cards versus Sheffield Lisp. Okay, how do you see this fight going?
Well, first off, to your first question, yes, I am excited about it. And the
Yeah,
reason why I'm excited about it is because even though both fighters have seen better days and they're done basically when it comes to world level boxing, I think for this fight, because of such all the needle, they will somehow garner that 10% of prime out of thin air for this one fight.
yeah.
And
That
this is it. Yeah, this will make them perform that extra 10% of prime from the gods, and this will make it a good fight because they're training like demons. Because this basically the reason why Khan didn't want to fight Brook, I believe, is because it's the battle of the North. This Manchester versus Yorkshire beef
yeah.
has been going on for a couple of generations. Hence, we had the Ricky Hatton versus Junior Witter thing, which never came off. So, which was another Manchester versus Yorkshire thing.
Mm.
Because
I didn't think of it from that standpoint. Yeah.
when you lose, you can't. It's hard to walk around town.
Mm. Yeah, they're up there in Bolton, Manchester, many of these places. It's like, bro, they've repped their city. Like, if you see somebody in London, they'll be like, yeah, I'm from where you from? Like, I'm from Lewisham. I'm from Newham. You like from these guys. Anywhere you go, Bolton, 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 or it'll be, bro, they rep their city to the max.
Yeah,
And
Manchester, Bolton, Greater Manchester. You got Manchester, you got Sheffield, Leeds, Huddersfield. Because that's the thing. You see with London,
yeah,
Londoners are quite fake compared to the rest of the UK. Do you know why? Because look at
yeah,
football. You've got Londoners supporting teams that are not from London. You cannot go to somewhere like Liverpool or Manchester or Leeds and walk around in an Arsenal or an Arsenal shirt or some other next team shirt. You
mm,
will get rushed.
mm. Listen, that's an indirect to KG. But big up KG, Man United. I don't care about Man United, but that
I
is
don't,
true. You're right.
I didn't even know he supported them, but I've got a lot of friends who support teams like Liverpool, Man United, Man City, this team that I'm like, mate, them guys up there, they could never walk around in some London team shirt like Tottenham or Arsenal or Chelsea. They
Imagine
couldn't
that.
walk around in shirts.
That would be weird, bro. Imagine somebody walking around, a Scouse guy walking around with a Tottenham t-shirt.
Yeah,
That would just be mind-boggling. And you know what's mad? Half the man from that support Liverpool down here, if they go up to Liverpool, they wouldn't even understand what they're talking about. They wouldn't even understand the lingo. Yeah, how
yeah,
mad that is.
Yeah, tell them talk to Anthony Fowler and see if they can understand him. They can't.
That is true. That, you know what? I'm with you on that one. Yeah, but
Or
yeah,
talk to Steve Robinson, who's a Geordie. They ain't gonna understand him, and them Geordies, you ain't gonna see them in no Arsenal shirt. It's
I,
Newcastle United.
do you know what? But you're going to get a lot more Newcastle fans in the next couple of years with the influx of cash from the Saudis. Listen, bruv, like, yeah, they're gonna they're gonna take over the league. But if they stay up in the league, that's it. But you are right. You are indeed right, and it is literally City against City. But it's who needs to win more, Kel or Amir Khan? Bear in
Kelly.
mind, Kel needs it for his career, but Amir, yo, that documentary, those meet with Khans. If he loses at the end of it,
No, Kel needs it more. Do you know why?
mm,
Because with Kel, it's deeper than boxing. With Khan, if
mm,
he loses, it doesn't tarnish his career because he's just been chinned another time, and he's finished
mm,
anyway. But with Kel, if he loses, because he chased the man, when you've run a man down for so long and he's buoyed you for less, like you're not on my level, like, I can't be bothered, and then it's like, all right, this guy keeps trying to like start on you in the club, and then you're just trying to, you're walking away, you're trying to have your drink, and he just keeps bothering you, and then you turn around and bang out that guy. That guy, he cannot live that down because he really thought he had you. Like he thought you were shook, he thought you were scared, he was running you down, and like you was looking quite timid, you was looking shook to the world and to everybody, and then he's turned around and lamped you and wiped you out. Kel will have a mental breakdown if he loses. I know it
I
because
don't want that to happen.
I've heard how he likes to hit the bottle. He likes to drink and party.
No
He
way.
he will have an implosion if he loses.
No way. Raw, like, I don't want, yo. Listen, brother, if he loses, man, so what you say? What Trisha Goddard on speed dial as soon as he loses, and then he needs some, or Doctor Phil, something, bruv. It's long if he loses. Bruv, that bottle thing, I think they need that. That is mad, I really hope he doesn't get to that stage. I think Amir Khan could probably recover mentally from a loss because again, he's a lot more famous. He wants. I think that he would have a promising career out of boxing,
Mm,
regardless. I think celebrity stuff, he's gonna ride that to the hill. A
yeah,
prob,
he could.
but yeah,
He's got his wedding venue. He can go out to to Asia and put on some shows. He can go. He gets invited to the tennis, the Wimbledons and stuff. He will easily get some punditry job if he feels like jumping on for a week once a
mm,
month. He'll got Kell Brook. Are they going to be inviting him as a pundit on boxing shows? No. Is he going to be on Dancing on Ice or Dancing with the Stars? No. Is he going to be featured in any movies? No. Amir Khan, I'm sure he will get called up by Bollywood to star in, as the the romantic lead in some of these films. So he's
what
got
they
a
play?
career.
What you say? They're playing a wedding scene at the Bolton wedding callers. Yo, I can see it. Music videos. He's at the back, bruv. I can see it, man. I can see it. Kel, bruv. Imagine him in a movie, and he's got big lisp, bruv. Yo, the the American audience is not gonna get what he's talking about. Do they understand Kel? I don't think they understand Kel. I hope they do. I hope he do. Oswald's at Yorkshire. I think Oswald said something before. I think we might have missed it. I saw a joke about fight going to Ukraine and then getting possibly invaded by Adrian running out with the belt. That's mad. Yorkshire. I think Oswald's from Yorkshire, actually, to be fair. I think he might be. Big him up as well. Bro, I really want Kel to win. Being from Sheffield, even I won't be able to chat to no one. If he loses, I'll get mocked. Yeah. The streets are going to eat you up, man.
Streets, man. It's the streets.
That's a great analogy. You know what? I'm with you on that one, yeah. Listen, Danny. Firstly, listen, I'm gonna ask you, know what? How about this here? I am going to find your channel and put in the link in the description box below. Yeah, for being supportive as well. I'm gonna put it in the description box below. But for those of you guys who are new to Dan from Fight Fan TV, just tell them a little bit about your channel, what they can expect, and just a quick shout out.
Yeah, thank you very much. Guys, you can follow the YouTube channel at Fight Fan TV Live. We do interviews, we film, we've got a show also on there now called The Neutral Corner, where we do sit down podcasts, interviews in depth, going through the life story and career thus far with fighters, trainers, anybody inside the boxing world. We'll even get people like referees, judges, current fighters. We're going to look to get some ex-fighters and people involved in boxing, because that's when you can get more of the juicy stuff, because with current fighters, they can be a bit censored with what they can say, whereas people have been in the game and now they're out, they can now spill all the beans and the tea, which you guys will love, obviously. But you can also follow the Instagram page Fight Fan TV Live, where you can get all the latest and greatest up-to-date news within the boxing world and combat sports, because we do a little bit on MMA and stuff like that as well sometimes, but it's mainly boxing. And now and again, you can catch me doing random lives. I don't have a specific date, but you just catch me on a live and we can chop it up. You can have up to 4 of us in there, and we just talk. And yeah, so follow Fight Fan TV Live on YouTube and Instagram.
Listen, guys, Dan's boxing knowledge, yo. I think he needs to do a whole course on it, yeah, and charge people a bag of peas for like just general boxing lessons on history, on tactics, on just different kinds of punches, like just all of that, bruv. I think you should charge a bag of peas, yeah, 2 bags, 30-day course. Listen, you guys will walk out like you'll be walking out thinking you should be on Sky Sports shortly afterwards. Okay, subscribe to Dan from Fight Fan TV. I put it in the link in the chat. We'll put it in the description box below, guys. Dan, much love for jumping in as well. That's much appreciated, man. Big you up. We'll speak again in a bit, man.
Yeah, man. And also big up Tunde and Spencer, the master knowledge and the master genius. And that's why I've been named the master aficionado.
Come on. Listen, I need a sample. I need them what? I need that thing that KG's got. I need the soundboard, yeah. But we'll get that cracking, guys. Big you guys, big up Danny, man.
Big up everyone. Bless you.
Listen, guys, that was Dan from Fight Fan TV. Listen, like, what a show, what a great show it's been today. Catch you guys. I'm going to do a reaction to the John Ryder versus Danny Jacobs fight tomorrow. It may be a little bit later. It depends what time I get home, because I'm watching another fight. One of my traders is fighting tomorrow evening on Dean White's show, so you might have to tune into that one. But regardless of that, guys, subscribe to Dan, subscribe for Fight Fan TV, subscribe to the Fighters Right as well, which is Spencer, Firon, and Tunde Jai's channel. Also, guys, Undefeated Podcast, check them out as well. October Red as well, boxing, check her out as well, guys. Yeah, listen, anyone I shout out, they have been 30 people. Yeah, so check them out as well. Lastly, but not least, next week's show, we'll be talking about this, yeah, in more detail, in more depth. We're going to be breaking it down in greater detail, yeah. This is the Fighting Talk show, guys, yeah. Subscribe, peace and prosperity. I'm going to see you guys in a bit.